Welcome to Ask Allison. Here's today's question. I know you talk a lot about how important networking is, and I totally agree. I've connected with other private practice therapists to talk about orientation, niche, etc., and I've enjoyed these meetups, but I'm not quite sure how to make the leap to maintaining them as professional connections and potential referral sources. I hope this makes sense. It does. This isn't built in like it was at my previous agency job. Do you have any tips or advice on building and maintaining professional connections in private practice? Thank you so much. So first, I'd like to thank TherapyNotes. They are the #1 rated electronic health record system available today. With live telephone support 7 days a week, it's clear why TherapyNotes is rated 4.9 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot and has a 5-star rating on Google. TherapyNotes makes billing, scheduling, note-taking, and telehealth incredibly easy. And now for all you prescribers out there, TherapyNotes is proudly introducing ePrescribe. If you're coming from another EHR, TherapyNotes makes the transition incredibly easy, importing your demographic data free of charge so you can get going right away. Find out what more than 100,000 mental health professionals already know. Use promo code ABUNDANT at therapynotes.com for 2 free months. I am so glad you've been networking. Okay, so here's my advice on this. When networking, don't focus on work. It's really great to know their niche and sometimes relevant to know their theoretical orientation, but overall, we're looking for human connection here. We're looking for the kind of connection where you remember each other and you want to spend time together again. It won't actually happen with everybody that you network with, but you want a certain percentage of the networking you do to yield like actual friends. So here are the bare bones of it. I have a whole training on networking in the Abundance Party, including a cold email script to reach out to people with, but this is a solid overview for you to get started on. Reach out to the therapist you have something in common with. That could be a person you have in common. It could be your orientation. It could be your niche. It could be your part of town. Or reach out to therapists who don't do what you do at all, and vice versa. You can send each other referrals that are better suited to the other person. Have in-person or virtual meetups and talk about work stuff, maybe 25% of the time at most. It's nice. It's a nice like crutch to get the conversation going, but it isn't the stuff that relationships are usually built around. Networking is about building relationships, not collecting business cards. So when you have an easy connection, reach out monthly to check in on how things are going for them. There are some easy ways to reconnect that I go over in that networking training in the Abundance Party. If you feel awkward, just like reaching out and asking, hey, how you doing? All relationships require maintenance, and it's going to differ on the person, but gauge thereafter about what maintenance would look like based on your relationship. You may never talk about work again after that first meeting, or you may form a consult group together, and it may be the cornerstone of your relationship. You may text constantly or grab a drink once every 6 months, but they'll be the first person you think of when a client needs a referral to EMDR, and you'll be the first person they think of when someone asks if they know a good eating disorder therapist. So because you have that relationship, you know, you like, you trust each other, you'll be top of mind for one another. Networking was a cornerstone in my practice in all 3 states that I built my practices in. It's the reason I got and stayed full. I cannot stress enough how life-changing it can be. So let it be as organic as possible. Today's free worksheet is like a list of the steps for networking to make it easier. I hope that helps.